Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, TV some more Call of Duty World War II. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like Sledgehammer Games is aiming to completely overhaul the Call of Duty World War II multiplayer experience here in 2018. And the reason why I say that is they keep giving us more details on things they plan to change about the game in the very near future. Now, I know we keep talking about the near future here on my channel. We never have any set dates or any real ETA, but the reason why that is because Sledgehammer is testing a lot of these things out as we speak, and they want to make sure we are aware of what they're working on so we can give them our feedback and our input. One change, however, that is set in stone is tomorrow on Thursday, January 18th, we will be getting a new weapon balance update that will affect every single weapon category in the game. Michael Condrey says we are going to have to wait until the update goes live to see what weapons are going to be affected, but from previous posts, we do know for a fact that they plan to nerf the aim down sight speed on the Kar 98K sniper rifle. They plan to buff either the damage or the reload speed on the sawed-off shotgun. They plan to nerf the range on the combat shotgun, buff up the STG-44 to make it a little bit better, buff the fire rate on the FG-42, and in some way they plan to nerf the M1 Garand based on feedback from the competitive community. If the M1 Garand does in fact get nerfed, I may do another video discussing my thoughts on balancing the game around professional play, but that is a topic for another day. These changes and possibly some other ones will go live tomorrow afternoon, so be sure to check back to my channel for another update video where I will cover all the weapon balance changes and bug fixes that are going to be part of that update. Weapon balance is only one aspect of Sledgehammer's plan to overhaul the World War II multiplayer, because they have plans to change a lot of other core mechanics of this game to better suit the community's wants. One other aspect of this overhaul includes health regeneration. So in a post that was actually just made today, Michael Condrey confirms that they wanted health regeneration to be slow in this game to really make the player feel like an ordinary soldier in the 1940s, a vulnerable, scared human being who is participating in the deadliest conflict in human history. However, they took a look at their internal data and all the feedback that fans have been giving them, and they have decided that health regeneration does need to be a little bit faster here in this game. Unfortunately, that's all we really know right now. We don't have any numbers or an ETA or anything like that, but they do plan to update health regeneration in the near future, and they of course will keep us updated when they come to a decision and they can give us a better idea of what they actually have planned. Another aspect of the overhaul includes score streak tuning. So in their office, Sledgehammer has been debating the strength versus cost values of their score streaks. They are actively looking for community feedback to make the streaks even better, and are looking to do so on a streak-by-streak basis as compared to just updating them all with the exact same changes, like making them all more powerful or making them all cost even less. I've discussed this previously, but very quickly, here is my feedback on the score streaks in Call of Duty World War II on the off chance somebody at Sledgehammer happens to catch this video. I think the ball turret gunner needs to cost a lot less than it does right now. It's plenty powerful, but it's ridiculously hard to actually acquire, even when you're playing the objective really hard, or even if you're running requisitions. I do think the artillery and the mortar strike need to have a bigger area of effect, but cost the same. I think their cost is actually pretty good. And when it comes to the fire bombing run, I would either make it cost a lot less, but also reduce its size and its area of effect, similar to the napalm strike from the original Black Ops, or if they decide they want to keep it as one of the bigger, scarier streaks in the entire game, I'm using scarier in quotations here, they need to buff it up a little bit, because right now, you call that thing in, it's good for maybe one kill, but most of the time, it just makes it so you yourself can't cross a certain area of the map. It's actually very bad. So if they want to keep the cost the same, they need to buff up its area of effect, or make it come in faster, or maybe make it last on the map a little bit longer. I don't know what they're going to do to it, but in my opinion, the firebombing run needs to be changed, because the strength to cost value is completely out of whack. But of course, those are just my thoughts and feelings on the matter, and I'd love to hear what you guys think down there in the comment section below. What would you personally do to change these score streaks here in this game? And this kind of goes without saying, but I think it's something that's going to get overlooked. If they are going to be adjusting the cost of these streaks in this game, they are also going to need to change requisitions to make it reflect those changes, but I'm sure Sledgehammer Games has already thought of that. So they are going to be changing the score streaks in this game, which is going to be a pretty big deal. Remember back in Advanced Warfare, when the game first came out, these score streaks were way too hard to earn, then they changed up the scoring system, then suddenly score streaks were everywhere? We may have a similar thing happening here in Call of Duty World War II, which is going to really change up the game. We have health regeneration being changed, which I think a lot of people are kind of underplaying right now. By changing the health regeneration, they are effectively changing the overall feel and the time to kill of the multiplayer, and as I said, tomorrow they are buffing or nerfing half a dozen or more weapons, and that is only the beginning of what Sledgehammer Games has planned to overhaul the World War II multiplayer here in 2018. As we discussed previously, new test game modes like Domination XL are coming to the game to gather fan feedback, and that opens the door for more test game modes to come in the future, like testing out 9v9 and seeing what that could actually be like. The Resistance DLC event is coming at the end of the month, which is going to bring with it an updated headquarters, new guns, new customization gear, new supply drops, new multiplayer maps, a new war map, new zombies, and even new game modes like Infected and potentially some other ones that were previously leaked, like Demolition, Control, and Blades, all of which are currently sitting in the game files for Call of Duty World War II. Time will tell what other features they plan to add to the game, but for right now, I am very excited about the future of Call of Duty World War II because Sledgehammer seems to really care. In my 10 plus years playing this series, I have never seen a developer care so much about their game and update it so much based on community feedback. Think about that for a moment. Back in Modern Warfare 2, which was widely considered to be one of the best games in the entire Call of Duty franchise, we were begging Infinity Ward to update that game's multiplayer and make some changes, but they never did. They would only fix the big game-breaking problems like the Javelin glitch or the Infinite Care Package glitch. They didn't care about one-man army noob tubes and how they still plague the game to this day. They didn't care about weapon balance. They didn't care that certain silencers didn't work or certain red dot sights didn't work. Whereas here in Call of Duty World War II, Sledgehammer is really working with the community to make their game even better. Like going back to the beta, people didn't like Aachen for one reason or another. I personally thought Aachen was fine, but people didn't like it by and large. And so what did Sledgehammer do? They completely changed the layout of the map itself to better suit the community's wants, and that's something we've never really seen in the Call of Duty franchise before. Also during the beta, submachine guns were pretty overpowered, so they nerfed every single one of them across the board. Here in the live version of the game, we have had about a dozen or so weapon balance changes already, with even more of them coming down the pipeline. They are changing something as core and fundamental as health regeneration, and also overhauling the score streaks, which is going to be a much bigger deal than I think a lot of people are going to give credit for. So say what you want about Call of Duty World War II, and say what you want about Sledgehammer Games, which we all have a lot to say about both, but I think we can all agree that this sort of developer community interaction is incredible, and I hope it becomes a mainstay in future Call of Duty games, because we have never seen a developer work this closely with the community before. And so Treyarch, I hope you're listening. I love Treyarch. I am a Treyarch fanboy. I have loved every single one of their games, but even I can say that they don't really work with the community as well as Sledgehammer is this year, so hopefully they're taking some notes. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you guys here in this video. As I said, be sure to check back tomorrow for the full patch notes and updates. If you did enjoy the video, please drop me a rating, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.